Okay, I have set up my time-lapse shot of the ice cubes stacked in front of Kylo Ren, and I was hoping I could stack the ice cubes more on top of each other to reach up into Kylo Ren's saber and then have Kylo Ren there as kind of decoration to accompany the ice as they melt and just, I don't know, look cool on camera in this time-lapse. So I have my GoPro set up right next to this ladder. I have everything elevated up on my ladder because my dog likes to hang out outside and she likes to eat ice cubes, and this first of all prevents her from running into all this is going on, and it helps her and it keeps her from eating this entire experiment going on here. So we're gonna let the experiment melt instead of getting eaten up by the eager dog. So I'm gonna let this time-lapse run and watch the ice melt and just watch the hot temperature happen for the rest of the afternoon. Okay, I have reset up this entire configuration so it's over here in the corner and out of view of any ongoers, hopefully, just so this whole thing doesn't get taken away. Anyway, I have reestablished the entire experiment and hung up my watch on Ren's lightsaber, 336 as you can see there. Hung up on Ren's lightsaber, so hopefully, phone dimming down. Hopefully it doesn't fall over or get knocked over in the wind. I'll check this periodically, see how it's going. The ice is definitely starting to melt down and fall and everything. This should be a pretty decent view of the GoPro. I'm sure there'll be quite a few pictures where you can see me and the time-lapse. I'll chop some stuff out. Hopefully the watch can be seen in the pictures as well. A lot of unknowns going on here, unfortunately, but that's just kind of how it's gonna go. So I'm gonna let this time-lapse go for the rest of the afternoon, and we'll see how everything turns out from there. Do not let me down, Kylo. I will tell Supreme Leader, and he will give you far more heat than what's being experienced now. Okay, I think it's been only a half hour. Yeah, that didn't take long at all. No surprises there. This isn't even that hot or anything to the touch. There's a minuscule amount of ice still there. I'll let this time-lapse go for another half hour or so. So I'm up to 470 pictures right over here I can see. 470 pictures, been about a half hour. I'll give this, I don't know, another 15 minutes or so. Maybe pile on some more ice just for some more viewing pleasure and keep this going until about 4:30 or so. It says 4:07 right there on the watch. So maybe I'll pile on some more ice just for fun and let this go a little bit more just because. I'm adding a green otter pop to the mix just to add a little bit of color and to add an otter pop into the mix and watch that melt as well. Hopefully this whole thing doesn't completely fall apart as I try to squeeze it out of the tube. So we'll see how this goes. Squeeze it out of the tube. You can see this ice cube right, if I can zoom in, right there. It's like melting that edge right to the edge of this ladder step here. I don't want to touch it too much. Yeah, look at that. Oh, I can't move the camera. There we go. It's melted right into the edge of that ladder. Oh, that's so cool. All of the ice is now gone. This whole pile of ice that was here is now gone. It's almost 5 o'clock, 4:56 on the watch. All the ice is gone. This is all kind of dampened and wet. So I think I will retire this experiment and we're up to, pretty much probably a full card-ish on the GoPro. We'll see just how much of the card is taken up. And only half the battery is gone. That's pretty good. I think it's been 2 or 3 hours running the GoPro, so I'll hit the shutter button again and in the time-lapse photos there. We'll see how this turns out. Now time for the next part of melting this ice in the time-lapse, putting ice in a car, and a hot, toasty 92 degree, at least that's what my temperature dashboard would say, 92 degree, sunny, hot day, summer, putting the ice in the car and time-lapsing that. So I'm gonna let this go for an hour and see what happens. Hopefully this doesn't overheat or die of battery stroke or anything like that. Okay, let's take a look at how we fared here. And that is a pretty good melting point right there for the water and the ice. Pretty good pull right there. And the truth for the GoPro, pretty sure it's died because I did keep checking back and forth with the GoPro after the half-hour mark to the 40-minute, 45-minute mark, and it had one battery bar left. So, oh, it is still going. Still going. Ooh, how awesome is that? I see one bar left on the battery. The camera's still going, still recording. There we go. Very cool. Got a full hour there on the camera. Got a full hour there on the time-lapse, which I will discontinue here, of course. Sweet. Okay, I got a full legitimate hour on the time-lapse here on the ice melting in this toasty car. It does feel quite toasty right now. It doesn't feel as hot or as humid, or just as difficult and uncomfortable as it did yesterday, but it definitely feels hot in here, probably because of the windows rolled down and everything. Okay, now the GoPro is starting to signal for hot, so it's a good thing that this video is almost over. Okay, it stopped that recording. Yes, okay, just in time. Wow, that was perfect. So that concludes time-lapse recording ice melting inside a toasty hot car. Got a nice pull of wire down there. We've got the time-lapse of ice melting outside on the ladder, on the hot metal ladder, which took about half hour or so, and then this took a little bit longer with an hour down, and the ice hasn't totally melted away or anything, maybe because it wasn't as hot. Now I rolled up the windows, actually. It's definitely getting hot. It's definitely getting toasty in here. So there's your comparisons with ice outside on a hot sunny day and ice also in a car on a hot sunny day. Another notoriously hot and toasty place to be. Now I actually did an outro to this video yesterday when I got kind of the failed GoPro overheat and then shut down type of time lapse, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw it back to myself in the past and let him wrap this all up. Thanks, future realists. So there you go. There's your ice melting outside on a hot ladder and inside in a very hot car, and getting a time lapse of both of those. So hopefully you're having a good and safe and fun summer, and there's your extra little bit of fun there with ice melting. Stay safe out there. Don't leave anybody or any pets or any kids in the hot car, no matter where you're going, no matter how long you think you will be out. It's gonna get very hot. It's very bad for them. Just don't do that. You need to remember this kind of stuff. It happens every year and it's ridiculous. Every summer it's ridiculous. Anyway, getting past that, kind of a cool time lapse I thought I would get here, and have a fun rest of your summer. Melt some ice if you want to. Have a fun and safe summer. Stay safe out there and keep it real.